Hello again, my name is Brad Phillips here with Puppy Steps Training, and today we've got Patchouli in the crate with me. Very excited to be doing her training demonstration. She is just a very sweet dog. I'm excited to send her to you. She can be a little bit nervous and takes a minute to warm up, but she is just a very sweet little puppy. Loves affection, loves to be with you, very eager to work. But like I said, she can be nervous with new experiences, and we need to help build her confidence and help her feel secure in your home. And so with today's training demonstration, we're going to start with our manners. Then we'll do our obedience commands and our leash work. The manners is where we want to put our focus for the next couple days. This is going to help Patchouli build a relationship with you, going to help her build some confidence that you're going to take care of her. And once she starts to build that relationship, the obedience commands are going to transition really easily. The heel will take a little bit of time to build up. You're going to want to practice that with minimal distractions and then just build on it as she gains more of a relationship with you. The long lead and recall, those walks will transition really quick as well. However, once again, we're going to put our focus on our manners, and that's where we're going to begin today. So I'm going to start with her doorways, or her gates and doorways. So with our training, anytime we have a puppy go through a closed door or we're going through a door together, I expect them to hold an automatic stay. So this is if Patchouli's coming out of the crate, if we're going through an exterior door, if we're going through a gate in the yard, just any threshold that we are going through together that has a closed door attached. You can create this expectation with any threshold in your home. It just takes some time and consistency. For us, this is every closed door at our facility. And as you get her home, you are going to create your own set of rules and expectations. I hope that they're the same as mine. But when it comes to these doorways, you don't have to have her wait at every single closed door. But I would recommend always sticking towards or always sticking with exterior doors and anytime she's coming out of a crate or a kennel. So when I let her out, I expect her to hold this automatic stay. She doesn't need to be sitting, laying down, standing. It doesn't matter what position she's in. As long as she is waiting politely, she's showing that she's under control, and then I will give her that release word and she's free to come out. So if she tries to step out of this crate, even if it's just a single paw, I'm going to close that door and tell her no. Now I'm not trying to slam that door on her. It's just a very quick, no, that wasn't right, and we're going to try again. With our exterior doors, which you're going to see me go through this one because I'll bring her out and have her ring the bells so that you can see her do that, and we'll let her go to the bathroom. But when I open that door, I'm going to have a leash attached so I can give her a simple correction if needs be, or I can open that door with my back facing the outside and use like my foot to block her if she was to try and quickly go through that without being released. Now, if she manages to break through that threshold without being released, I'm always going to tell her no, go and get her, and have her do it again. I don't want Patchouli thinking that if she's fast enough or if she's sneaky enough, she can get away with ignoring any of our manners. So we are always going to help her succeed no matter what the behavior is. And that goes back to this follow through that we talked about in the first video, which if you haven't watched that, go and watch that first video before getting any further into this demonstration, because it's important to understand the consistency, the follow through, and the management to set up all of this training that Patches has been through. So I'm going to let her out of the crate now. I have a leash eye on top, which I am going to hook on her when she comes out. Okay, good girl. So notice she just waited. Yeah, you're a good girl. She was waiting politely to be released. Once I released her, then she was good to come out. Yeah, you're a good girl. Okay, so I'm going to have her ring the bells. So one, you can see her ring them, and then I can also show you this exterior door. Okay, outside, good girl. Notice as soon as I step near, she'll reach out and touch them. Good girl. No? So there, she kind of quickly rushed, so it was just a very simple correction. I didn't have to yank her around. Okay, good girl. Okay, good girl. So same expectation with coming in as going out. She just needs to be patient and wait. Doesn't take a firm correction for Patchouli. She's very receptive to a correction. And like I said, with her kind of rushing the doorway, sometimes she gets right to the edge. And so when she went up there, I really didn't even pop the leash. She just hit the end of it and she stopped, which is fine. She then corrected her mistake. She showed that she was waiting patiently, waited for me to release her, and then we're able to go through. Good girl. Huh. So once again, bare minimum, make sure you keep that expectation with all exterior doors. And that way you don't get a puppy that wants to bolt out anytime the door opens. So now we're going to talk about her greeting, which is what she's doing now. We've taught Patchouli that if she wants my attention, she needs to sit to get it. Oh, that's a good girl. Oh. Now, she doesn't have to sit every single time you want to pet her, but if you call her over or if you've been away for a while, I'm going to wait until she gives me this behavior before I give her any attention. So this helps her be calm and she's under control. Now, this is the first thing that we're going to work on when you get Patchouli home. So I'm going to give you a little exercise for you to do, and over the next 3 days, you're going to reward her like almost 100% of the time when she comes over and she sits. And when you do this exercise, I want you to do it like 3 or 4 times a day for the next 3 days. Okay, so this does a couple things. One, the greeting is a replacement behavior for jumping. It's also getting her to where she engages with you, and it's really easy to have some success and to praise her and to start building that relationship. So what you're going to do, you're going to take your treat bag that I sent you, get some treats, hook a leash on her, and I'm just going to say her name, take a few steps back, and reward her when she sits. So I'm going to do this 3 times. I'm going to do the first 2 with treats, the third one with some petting and love. Okay? So it's going to look like this. Patchouli, step back. She sits. Okay, good girl. Patchouli, take a few steps. Which there she kind of thought, okay, we were going to go to the place. Patchouli. So you notice if she doesn't follow, I just give her a little, okay, good girl, good girl. A little pressure on the leash and she just follows me. So if when you're doing this, if she tries to jump up, Patchouli, come here. If she jumped up right here, I would step into her, maybe bring my knee up and tell her off. Notice how she backs up. That's just a quick signal with my body language that I don't appreciate that behavior. Or even if she tried to jump up and get the treat, I'm going to pull that treat away and tell her no, and I might even say gently. Good girl. So gently has 2 parts to it. One, the obvious one, is that she's very soft taking treats from my hand, which she is. She has a very, very soft mouth. The second part of that is all 4 paws have to be on the ground. She doesn't need to meet me halfway. So if she does, I just pull it away, tell her gently. But she's not allowed to jump up on me at all. Patches. So we switch between Patches or Patch or Patchouli, just depending. She responds to all of them. Good girl, good girl. Huh? So with this greeting, like I said, this is very, very important. You're going to practice this quite often, and everybody that's going to have like regular interactions with Patchouli, so everyone in the family, needs to do this exercise. I don't expect strangers coming over to your home to do this exercise with her. However, we can do a variation to help her understand that she still needs to be respectful. Now, as far as people on the street, I don't expect Patchouli to give them a greeting. That's something that we can build up to, but honestly, 95% of the time, I don't want people coming up and meeting Patchouli on the street. So random people that say, oh my gosh, your dog's so cute, can I pet her? I would make a habit of saying no. So this is one going to benefit her because she can be a little bit more nervous or a little timid. So I don't want her thinking that every new person on the street is coming to see her, and especially dogs, because she loves playing with our other puppies, but she's a little bit nervous with new dogs approaching. So I want to advocate for her. I don't want her to feel this sense of anxiety when we go on a walk, that there's going to be all these people approaching her. So primarily, I tell people no if they want to meet her. And the polite way to do that is you can just say, no, she's in training, and then you can step to the side and reward her for sitting for you while they leave. Now, there are going to be people that maybe you know, or people that you do want to visit. And in that case, I'm going to walk Patchouli up. Come here. We're going to stop like 6 feet short of them, have Patchouli do a sit for me. I'll reward her, probably go down and pet her. So this way she feels a little bit more comfortable, and then I can invite them up. So that way I'm rewarding Patchouli for engaging with me, and then they can come up and see her. Once they leave, I'll do it again. So that way I come first and I come last. Oh, yeah, you're a good girl. At any point during this, if Patchouli kind of gets out of control or uncomfortable, we're just going to get a little distance from the people. So we can just, hey, come here, take a few steps back. Might only be 10 feet. You might have to get a little bit further, but I'm just going to get enough distance to where she can regain her composure, sit with me, and then we can approach again if we would like, or we can say, you know what, she's a little nervous. We're just going to go on our way. Yeah, that's a good girl. But she's done really well with this. Just once again, continue to reinforce and reward this behavior. This is a behavior that we've already started to wean off some of the treats. I still give her praise and affection when she does it. I don't want to ignore this behavior, because then you're going to get a dog that maybe wants to jump to try and get your attention. So once again, this is a replacement behavior for jumping. If she jumps up, I'm going to tell her off and expect her to get down. And I'll step into her. If she's jumping up on me, I can use the leash. If she's trying to jump up on somebody else, I can tell her no, off, pop the leash, and move away. This also goes if she's jumping up on the couch or something she's not supposed to. In that situation, I'll say off, and I might clap, just something to drive that point home. Are you a good girl? But she's very, very sweet. She's doing great with that. Oh. Yeah. If I'm down here petting her and she tries to put like paws up on me, if I let one paw here, she's going to then put two paws, and then she's going to try and climb up on me. So if she tries to jump up here or even puts that one paw, I'm going to tell her no, off. I'll put my hands in her chest and I'll slide her away and then take my hands away. So this is just a very clear signal that nope, I don't like that. I'll wait for a little reset, wait for her to show she's in control, and then I can go back to petting her. If she tried it again, I would be a little bit more firm. I'd say no, off, slide her away, and then maybe stand up. It is important that you take your hands away, because if I'm like, oh no, don't jump up on me, and I slowly push her back but maintain that contact, she's like, oh, this is weird, but at least he's still petting me. And so it's not a clear correction. And that's basically the same thing if she started mouthing on me. So say she wanted to try and chew on my fingers, she wanted to chew on my watch or bracelets or anything like that, I'm going to tell her no. This one I'll close her muzzle. I'm not clamping down, I'm not inflicting any harm, it's just no. And then I'll remove my hands, make sure that she's under control, then I can go back to petting her again. If she tried it a second time, be a little bit more firm, and this time I'll stand up. Good girl. And that's the same if she's trying to chew on other things. So if she tried to chew on my pant leg or my shoelaces, I'm going to tell her no, close her muzzle. Once again, that's just hand over muzzle. I'm not clamping down, I'm not inflicting harm. Just very clear, like, no, I don't like that. And then walk away, remove our hands, whatever it takes. If she's chewing on something like her bed or maybe a pillow or anything like that, I'll tell her no, and then I'll replace it with something that she can chew on. Okay? Same thing if she's just relentlessly trying to chew on my shoelaces or on her leash. I'm going to tell her no, so I mark the incorrect behavior, redirect her to something she can be successful with and she can chew on. Because Miss Patches here has lost a couple teeth, but she is still losing some, so she needs to chew. She's kind of right in the heat of teething, so she needs things to chew on. So we want to make sure that we give her plenty of things to preoccupy her mouth. If we don't, then she's going to go find something to chew on, and we never like what she finds. Oh, yeah, you're a good girl. And I like to match texture, so if she's chewing on something hard, I'm going to give her something hard. If she wants to chew on something soft, I'm going to give her something soft. That's why it's important to have a variety of different toys. Oh yeah, you good girl. Okay. Mealtime manners. Anytime I feed Patchouli, I expect her to hold a sit stay. Usually if I just shake that bowl, she'll sit down, and I don't have to tell her stay. But if at any time, if I'm lowering this bowl and she pops up, I will take it away, tell her no, step into her, and reset. Okay, good girl. Good girl. I'm not tricking you, I promise. So here, good, there you go. But she might not be hungry. I mean, we're filming it in the morning and she just barely had breakfast. And there's treats. So if she doesn't want to eat, I'm just going to take it away. Okay? Same thing at your home. You put it down, she doesn't want to eat, we just take it away. Or if she's halfway through her meal and she just walks away, I'm going to take it away. So for Patchouli, we've been giving her between 1/3 and 1/2 a cup morning and night. So we're feeding her at about 6 and 6. Oh, good girl. We've spent a lot of time handling her when she's eating, as well as when she's chewing on her things, and then random parts throughout the day. Want to make sure that there's no type of resource guarding, which she has never resource guarded against me. She will every once in a while kind of guard her own things from other puppies. She does not like them to come and take her bully sticks, which is just a little low rumble, which I just tell her no. I'm okay with it to an extent. Like, I want her to feel like those are hers and she can protect them, but she doesn't ever get to be aggressive or take it to the next level. A low warning is okay, but if it increases, then I'm like, nope, that's not okay. But once again, she's never allowed to do it towards a person. If she did that, I would take whatever it is away and I'd correct her. And then I might even have my hand on whatever it is while she's chewing. But she never gets to be reactive or guard anything from me. So we've spent a lot of time just handling her in other ways, with the grooming, with the handling, clipping nails. Want to make sure that she's very comfortable with that. When I put her in uncomfortable situations, I always reward her. Good girl. But she's been very, very good about it. Good girl. Good girl. Which I honestly think the grooming table is like her favorite place to be. We put out the stairs or the ramp and she's always up there. She just runs right up and sits down. In fact, yesterday, that's where she took her water break. She just ran up the grooming table. Part of it, I think it's because she likes to be up closer to eye level. And we always get lots of pets up there. Okay, well, let's see if we can get you to play. Okay. So with toys, love playing with her. Gives her something to chew on. She's not going to be chewing on something that I don't want her to. This is also when we work on her drop it command. I just incorporate myself into her play, so that way it's very positive. When I ask for her to let go of this toy, I will say good, take the toy, and then okay when I throw it. She always gets the toy back when we're playing. I don't mix toys and food, because the moment that I give her a treat, she's going to forget about the toy. Patchouli, drop it. Good girl. Okay, so this way it's just really fun. She lets go of it, but then she gets to chase it again. Notice she always just brings it back to her bed. That's like her little home base, and she kind of turns into a dragon if we have a lot of toys out, where she'll just hoard them. Patchouli. Oh, good girl. Okay. Patchouli, drop it. Good girl. Okay. Like I said, we practice this command by just incorporating ourselves into her play. When we're on a walk and she picks up something maybe gross or something she's not supposed to have, that's when I'll ask for a drop it, and then I replace it. So I'll give her a treat, give her something good in return. Same thing if I have her drop a bully stick or something that's an edible chew, I'm going to give her something in return. Patchouli, drop it. Good girl. If she didn't let go of it, I'm just going to come over her muzzle and I pinch her lips against her canines. It's like a little button. Boop. Okay, good girl. But notice she's very comfortable with me being around her while she has her toys. Like I said, there's no type of resource guarding. Oh, good girl. Oh, good dog. Okay. Okay. And double check, think as long as we covered all of our manners, we've got our doorways, our greeting, mealtime, handling, drop it, gently, and jumping. So I think we're good there. Patchouli, good girl. Okay. With that, we are going to dive into our obedience commands. So the first two commands I'm going to show you are crate and place. Both of those are very similar. I adjust my body language to help her understand what I'm asking, and they are basically a place command, right? The place is somewhere where I want her to be, where the crate is very similar, but her actually going in the crate. Patchouli, so I'm going to guide her off of the place first. Good girl. So that I can tell her to go. Patchouli, place. So once I send her on, as soon as all four paws, good girl, are on the bed, I tell her good and I give her a reward. So now she's expected to stay until released. Whereas if she goes on her own, she's able to come off on her own whenever she wants. But once I send her there, she's expected to stay until I release her. So she's doing a few minutes right now in the place. We're working on building this up. We're always adding our 3Ds, which are distance, duration, distraction. Good girl. And the longer she's on, the more I'm going to reinforce. That also goes for the heavier distraction, the more I'm going to reinforce. So if my kids are here, if it's really chaotic, I'm going to stay close and continue to be like, oh, good girl, really reinforce that. Whereas when it's just me and her, maybe I'm doing the dishes, I'm not going to reinforce near as often. So we're going to try and push this a little bit. Good girl. You can see she's just relaxed, she's stable. That's what we want. Good girl. Okay. Say okay when she's released. We've been working on this command to be universal, so we've had her doing the place command in boxes or in the ball pit. We've done it at stores, having her go into a bucket. So you can really create the place command with anything. The first time I use a new place, I want to kind of guide her on. Good girl. Mark it once she's in that position. Okay, quickly release, place, then incorporate it. The word back, guide her on, and set her up for success. And I'll do like 2 or 3 reps really quickly with the new place. And then I expect her to understand to hold that stay. So we can use this with anything that has a defined boundary, but anything like a mat or a towel where it's kind of the same level as the floor, that's a little bit harder, so we want to make sure that we help her understand what those boundaries are. Whereas the raised platform bed, that's very easy for her to understand the boundaries. Okay, good girl. So crate is very similar. Crate, I just point, say crate, and she goes in. Okay, she gets a treat when all 4 paws are in and she turns around. Patches, crate. If she hesitates, might just simply tap on top. If she tried to step out, I would tell her no. Okay, and good girl. A lot of times I'll step into her as well. If she's hesitant, good girl, I didn't ask you, come here. If she's hesitant, I'm just gonna keep my hand here. Good girl. Help her understand what I'm asking for by reading my body language. Okay, good girl. If she really didn't want to go in, then I could take behind her collar, just like 2 fingers, and give her a little pressure towards the crate. Notice the stay attached to this is not near as long. And that's because if she's going to stay in there longer, I'm going to close the door. Okay, good girl. Now the crate's usually in the same area. So this is a command that you could actually build up to where you could send her anywhere in the house. And we've been working on a little distance. Patchouli, crate. Good girl. Okay, where place I want to be close because it could be asking her to stay in a different area. The place command also, I didn't mention, the reason we can get such more length involved with that stay is because she's able to adjust and stand up and move around. That's why we can get a few minutes, and with some consistency, she could easily do 45 minutes or an hour within the first year. But now I'm going to show you her sit and down stay, and those are shorter term because they are more position specific. Come here. I don't think I sent you there. Okay. So we have sit down and stay. Sit's hand signal is just a little scoop over the nose. Down, I put my hand flat, that's off to the side, and then stay is a stop sign. So I have sit, down, stay. We've been working on mixing up hands so it can be either hand as well. Also adding our 3Ds here. Now, where I put her in a down stay, even if she came up into a sit, I'm going to tell her no and try again. Okay, good girl. But if I put her in a sit stay and she lays down, I'm okay with that. As long as it's not the moment that I say stay, because I don't want her to confuse stay and down. Patchouli, come here. Sit, stay. Both of these are right around 20-30 seconds right now, but they will easily get longer and longer the more that you practice these. We've definitely hit that point where her growth has been exponential over the last week and a half, and she's doing very, very well. Once again, in this position, if she laid down, I'm okay with that. And right now I'm using some treats as distractions here, throwing them on the ground. No, so there's what we consider a break, and I'm going to reset. Stay. So breaks happen. I'm just going to reset her, help her succeed. Okay, good girl. Good girl. And now she's like, I don't know about this. Okay. So I just want to help her. Show that I'm not trying to trick her. Oh, good girl. This you can kind of see where that was almost, it wasn't that firm of a correction, but I moved a little too fast and then she's a little unsure. So that's where you can kind of see some of that nervousness show. Oh, good girl. But it takes her a second and we're just fine. Now, if she's struggling with a command, come here, like let's say the down. If she was hesitant or she was looking at me and was a little unsure, I just gradually get a little bit lower. Good girl. Stay. Now, if I have her in a stay and she breaks, once or twice, I'm just going to tell her no, reset, and have her do it again. If she breaks 3 times in a row, it's too hard. Whatever is going on, whether it's internal or external, if it's just the distraction is just too much, then I'm going to break down the behavior and make sure that we get a success. So if I were working on her down stays and we got to 15 seconds, but we're trying to get to 20, and she broke 2 or 3 times. Once she hits that 3rd time, all right, I'm going to back it down and maybe I'll do a 5-second stay just to make sure that she's not getting frustrated and she's having some success. Okay, good girl. Good girl, huh? Also notice with the place and crate commands, she got the treat when she went on or in and not when she came out or off. Whereas these stays, she gets the treat at the very end. So if I'm doing a down stay, I'm going to ask for that sit down stay, and then she gets the treat at the very end. Oh, good girl. Good girl. Okay. For our next command, we're going to cover leave it, which I'm going to spill some of these treats on the ground. Now, anytime I'm using food and we're practicing, I'm always going to set us up for success. And so the way that I do that is by managing her. So I'm going to hold the leash just in case she tries to lunge for this, because I want to make sure that I help her understand that when I ask for a leave it, she never gets to get it. Ooh, those got a good roll, didn't they? It's a good example. Dump them all out. So now you can kind of see she's wondering what's going on. Patchouli, come here. So I want her to come over and maybe notice them. Good girl. So I'm going to wait until she does notice, or at least maybe approaches to ask for that leave it. You can tell that we've practiced this before. she's like, I know this game. Good girl. Okay. So we're going to throw that treat over there. Good girl. Come on. Might have to get something out that's a little bit harder. Patchouli. Yeah, you're too smart. Too smart. Here, I'm going to drop that treat. Get her a little closer. Leave it. Good girl. So there, she ate that one, and then she went for the other one. And notice, like, almost midway through, I asked for a leave it. She backed out. I gave her a little bit of leash pressure. But now where I've asked for the leave it command, they're forever forbidden. She is not allowed to check them out. Good girl. And I'm going to continue to reward her as she continues to leave it alone. So leave it is forever forbidden. She never gets to get it. And that's, sometimes we see people want to do a cute command where you put the treats all over their paws and then you say, okay, and they get to eat it all. If you're going to do that, use like a wait for it or just create a different command. Leave it means you do not get to get it. You do not get to get it. Because if I was on a walk and this was really gross, I'd say, leave it. Oh, good girl, and I would reward her as we got past it. But I don't want her thinking that she can wait me out and then turn around and go grab it. Patchouli, come here. Come on. Good girl. Now the hardest part of this is when I go to clean it up, because now my hands are involved and she's used to eating from my hands. So if she tries to come in here, nope, leave it. I'll tell her leave it, maybe a little push away. Good girl. But I'm going to reward her not, where she's not resisting. Good girl. And then when we're all done, I'll say, okay. And we're good. Good girl, huh? Yeah, you are a good girl. All right, so that's the obedience command section. Now I'm going to readjust the camera and we are going to do the leash work. So once I flip that around, we're going to jump right into a heel. We'll talk about the heel. We'll talk about engagement and what to do if she's pulling and how those two are linked. And then we'll do the long lead walk, talk about off leash, and end with our recall command. So let me switch this around and we'll just keep on going. Heel. Good girl. All right, so we are going to talk about Patchouli's heel. Heel. So my expectation is that she's by my side with a loose leash and she's focusing on me. Heel. Good girl. Good girl. So I use this when we're getting from point A to point B, or we're passing distractions, and when I just need her focus. So this is not how we exercise Patchouli. This is literally how we just point A to point B. I do this in short bursts, so even when I'm practicing it, we're doing it for maybe 2 to 5 minutes. Good girl. And especially when you start practicing this, keep it short, focus on positivity and success. Heel. So when you start practicing, I want you to do it in an area like this where there's no real distractions around, so we can focus on good girl, reinforcing and rewarding. And then as she gets more comfortable with you over the next few days, heel, then you can start implementing more distractions. But take that slow. I don't want you to go to a park and have her heel past a couple dogs in the first 2 weeks, because that is definitely her biggest struggle, has been with new dogs. I said she's a little bit more of a shy girl. She doesn't want to meet new people, doesn't really want to meet new dogs. And so we want to help her feel secure in your relationship. And the heel, once you practice it, is kind of how we do that. She understands that in a heel, we're advocating for her. We're just getting past distractions. She doesn't need to engage with them. Also notice in a heel, when I stop, she stops. I give her a little leash pressure back so she knows to sit by my side. During this heel, we've been working on her matching my pace. So right now we're kind of going a little bit slow. If I speed up, I want her to match that. Patchouli, heel. Good girl, good girl. So we speed up, good dog, good girl, Patchouli. And notice I'm giving her a lot of feedback. If I want her, good girl, to ignore the distractions around, I need to do something to combat that. And the way we do that is by giving her attention and helping her, good girl, focus on me. Good dog. So, like I said, with the heel, take it slow, practice, help her understand, good girl, come here, that she can trust you and that you're going to take care of her. Good girl, Patchouli. So now let's talk about what to do if she starts to pull. So it does not matter the length of the leash, she is not allowed to pull. Now, there's a couple different things that we will do depending on how she's reacting. So if we're walking and she just notices something in the distance and she's just not focusing on me, at that point I don't necessarily want to correct her, but I do want to regain her attention. So that's when I'll use like some kissy noises, or I'll say her name and it's just like, hey, Patchouli, oh, good girl, and I'll reward that. You could also use a watch me command here, where it's like, hey, watch me, oh, good girl. She makes eye contact, and I will reward that. Good dog, good girl. If that works, great. We're just gonna then continue walking. We don't need to escalate anymore. If she escalates though, and now she starts to pull, which most of the time it's not gonna be she's gonna pull towards a distraction, it's that she's gonna pull away and she doesn't wanna go near it. So once she starts to actually pull, then I am going to correct her. Now, where she's a little bit more nervous, it doesn't need to be that firm of a correction, but I am still gonna correct her. So it's gonna be no, pop, pop. And those pops are always up, so I wanna put a little slack on the leash to pop up. It's not about inflicting harm, it's all about regaining her focus to then help her change her behavior. If that works, if I say no, pop, pop, and then she starts walking polite, I will then pair it with a reward. So it's no, pop, pop. Oh, good girl, good girl. I'll take a few steps and then reward her. If it didn't work, if she continued to pull, I would correct her one more time. So it's no, pop, pop. She keeps pulling. I get a little bit more firm. No, pop, pop. And then reward her when she starts walking polite. If that doesn't work, if she continues to pull, it's insanity just to keep correcting her. So instead, I'm going to completely stop walking and try and regain her focus. So I will never progress towards or away from a distraction if she's pulling. So instead, I'm going to stop. We're going to have a little pep talk. I'm like, hey, we're fine. Good girl. And this is where there's kind of a fork in the road. If I can continue walking with just some simple corrections, great. Like if she's not into this red zone yet, but maybe we're in that yellow where she's a little unsure, but we can still walk, great. If she hits the red zone, we're gonna work on engagement. So if I can continue walking, I'm going to. Like we come to a complete stop, we regain focus, good, let's keep walking. If she then starts pulling, I am gonna do a 180 and walk away from the distraction, and work on regaining her composure. If she starts to pull, I am gonna accompany that with some corrections. And I'm gonna quicken my pace and almost go back and forth, back and forth. Sometimes I might stop, sometimes I might turn to the side, but I am gonna quicken that pace once again and make myself a little unpredictable so she understands like, hey, if I don't wanna be popped, I need to focus on this guy. But if it's too much, if the distraction is too much, we don't want to do that because then we're going to cause her to shut down. And it's going to become a very negative experience, and then you just don't have a good walk at all. So if it is too much of a distraction that she can no longer walk politely, now we're going to engage with her. So this, once again, this fork in the road happens when we come to a complete stop. If it's too much, I can tell that she's not going to walk. I am going to step between her and the distraction, and I'm going to put that distraction at my back. If I need to, I'm going to get a little bit more distance. So whether that's 10 feet away from the distraction or whether that's 25 feet away from the distraction, there's always an amount of distance I can get to where she will start to come out of that red zone and she will engage with me. So my back's towards the distraction, and now I'm going to reward simple victories. So you sat down, oh, good girl, good girl. You're looking at me, oh, good girl. I can use that watch me command again. And as she begins to calm down, then I will open up and we are going to watch that distraction. If she can stay calm in this position, I'm going to reward her. Good girl, good girl. If at any time during this she gets a little out of control, she tries to pull away, I'm still going to correct her, but it's going to be a light no. And then the moment that she does something right, whether that's make eye contact with me or sit down, it's good girl. So you're going to have a lot of like all your markers smashed together. No, good, good, okay, good girl. So we want to make sure that we pair pair those so she understands, hey, pulling or being reactive is a no-go. Looking at me, sitting, those are good. I want to set her up to help her build her confidence. So if I can, we're going to go practice the art of doing nothing, where we can literally just go to a park bench and watch distractions go by, and I can just reward her as she's calm and as she watches them. And then as she's calm, like if we're on this walk, she comes out of that red zone, she's under control, then I could continue walking once she relaxes and gains some confidence. I don't want to pick her up and be like, oh, it's okay, because then I'm coddling her and I'm reinforcing this behavior of being reactive. So instead, if at all possible, I'm just going to mark incorrect behaviors and reward good behaviors. Now, you're going to have to do this. You're going to have these times where we might just have to stop on the sidewalk and sit here for a minute and reward good behaviors. Sometimes I might even come all the way down if she's really reactive and just reward her for being calm, for being relaxed. Okay? Good girl. Yeah, are you a good girl? Okay. So that's what to do if she pulls and how to engage with her. Like I said, you're going to have to do that. Now we're going to talk about the long lead. So this is my preferred method of walking Patchouli because she gets to check things out. It's really enjoyable for her, and it is going to wear her out more than a walk around the block. So once again, the heel's for you. That's from getting from point A to point B. When I need her focus, the long lead is for her. We're going to go at her pace. We're going to let her check things out and have an enjoyable walk. Okay. Ooh. So this long lead is 15 feet. I think this is a great length for going around the neighborhood, somewhere where there's might be a little bit more traffic, whether that's foot traffic or vehicles, where she can still have some space to check things out, but it's short enough that I can regain control really quickly and really easy, and she can't get out of control. So when we go on this type of walk, I will step over the lead. You'll be used to passing it around. Like I said, I'm just going at her pace. She gets to check things out. She gets to have fun. If she wants to stop and smell the flowers, we're going to stop and smell the flowers. This is her walk to sniff and to burn off some energy. But she still doesn't get to pull. So for me, when I'm on this walk, anytime she hits the end of the leash, I work on her recall. So her recall is a come command. And I'm always going to say her name first to get her attention, and then call her to come. So it looks like this. Patchouli, come. Good girl. Okay. The moment she starts to come to me, I say good girl, and then when she gets to me, I say okay. Good girl. If she hesitates or if she fails, I have the lead that I can give her a little pressure, and she will come to me. Patchouli, come. Good girl. Okay. So obviously this is a short amount of space. The further away she is, the more I'm going to reinforce her actually coming to me. So if she was, 100 feet away and I call her to come, it's going to be good girl, good girl, good girl. Just want to make myself really inviting. I never want to punish my dog when calling them to come, or even if they come to me, because then I'm just teaching them not to come. Now, if I called her to come and she ignored me, so once again, I have this lead, I just tell her no and put a little pressure in it. So it looks like this. No. Good girl, good girl. Okay. So notice I used all three of my markers on a failed recall. Obviously, I didn't call her to come. I kind of set that up. But I told her no, gave her that pressure. Once she started coming towards me, then I said, good girl, and rewarded her. So if I'm just negative the whole time, she's not going to want to come. Even if she, like I said, if she failed, sometimes we can get frustrated, but I want to make sure that I am encouraging. Patchouli, come. Good girl. Okay. So with the long lead, it's nice. If she ignores you, I put that pressure. And even if she's wrapped up, I can fix it when she gets to me. So I'm also not going to drag her. It's that initial pressure, and then I'll let off to help her come to me. If I don't have the lead on, if she's off leash, then I have to go and get her, which with Patchouli, you can use a little reverse psychology and just get really excited and be like, come here, good girl. and she's going to come to you. But if she doesn't, if I called her to come, she's off leash, I'm going to tell her no, and I'm going to start walking towards her. If she starts walking towards me, I'm going to stop walking, tell her good girl, and reward that. Even if I got 90% of the way there, but then she came to me that last 10%, I'll reward that 10%. If I got all the way to her, then I would tell her no, clip a leash on, and say, Patchouli, come, good girl, just to help her get that success and understand what the expectations are. She never gets to ignore me. Doesn't matter the situation. And if you think that she's going to fail and you don't have a lead on and you're not prepared to follow through, don't ask her to come. This is your most important command. It can be a life-saving command, so we don't want to burn that out. And she has a fantastic recall. She's doing very, very well with that. So practice, practice, practice. This is something that even as you want to start incorporating the off-leash recall, you can go in the backyard or a fenced-in area and practice. If she hesitates, she goes back on a long lead. Okay? But practice this command. This is your most important. Patchouli, come. Good girl. But she is doing great. We really love Patchouli. It said she's a little sensitive, but she's very, very, very sweet. Huh? You're a good girl. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to let me know. But we look forward to sending her to you tomorrow.